So this is Year 7 Home Learning Lesson 3. The questions are based around the classifications of wood that are covered alongside some of the theory and the practical lessons. With this task, the idea is that we fill the gaps in the sentences using the words in the box at the bottom of the screen. So the first thing to do is to read through the passage first of all, and then use a bit of sort of know-how of how to answer these questions, which are typical of Key Stage 4. So we'll read through it first of all. So something, which is where the space is, come from coniferous trees. This means that they are something. They have needle-like leaves and grow all year round. The something of the wood has nothing to do with the classification of the material. Generally though, they are cheaper, lightweight and grow faster. They are usually lighter in colour and the something is easier to see. This type of wood is often called something or something, making no distinction between the different types. They are often used for a lot in the something industry. Something comes from deciduous trees. They come from broadleaf trees that something their leaves in something. They come from many different parts of the world and in a variety of something. They are generally used for high quality work such as something. Something and something are two of the most typically used. Coniferous trees do not have broad leaves. They have something. Most deciduous trees' seeds can be found as nuts or something. Okay, so now we've read through the passage. The next stage is to use a bit of deduction to see if we can work out what some of these words would be. And the idea is, if once you've used them, is you would just cross them out across the bottom. Now you can only use one of these words once, and if it's something that you don't understand about classification of trees, you can always look these words up, these keywords at the bottom. You could always look those up on the dictionary or on an online dictionary to see if it'll give you any clues of what they are and how it will fit into the passages. So that's the first thing we could do. These words at the bottom in the box, they're basically keywords, so they're words that we need to be able to remember. So it's stuff that we can use, or should we say words that we could use frequently in lessons when we're referring to materials or talking about maybe some of their properties. Okay, now some of the answers will be in the images at the top, and some of the answers may actually be inside the passage that we've read through. It could be that we use deduction to eliminate some of the words first of all. So if this was an exam question that I wouldn't know anything about woods, I can still make an informed guess on some of them. So an example would be, is there any space that has got two words in it? So for example here, we've got or something. And is there any word down at the bottom that also may have two words in the answer? So that's one thing we could look for. The other thing is, often questions on exam papers sometimes just give you the answers really by just reading through the questions carefully, and sometimes some of the questions that are later on relate to some of the answers that may have been given in a question earlier on. So an example here would be, coniferous trees do not have broad leaves, they have something. Whereas somewhere up here, it tells us what it actually has. So reading through the passage first can give us an idea maybe for some of the answers that we've already got. So your task basically is to go through this sort of image, look at the images, see if you can get the information from it, research these words if you can, and then to place them into these spaces to make sentences. You never leave a space blank as well, even if you don't know. It's always worth having a guess, because one thing is for sure, if you don't have a guess and it's left blank, you will 100% get it marked wrong. If you put an answer in, there's always that possibility that you could be right, that you could get a point from it. So never leave any blank spaces throughout.